Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ellyn with a Y goes live Tuesdays at 10. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited. We have such a great episode this week. I am joined fresh off the red carpet by Miss Serena Kerrigan, who's going to join me later on in the show. Woo! I'm so excited. And let's dive right into the hot topics. Sad news, Leslie Jones is leaving SNL. She's one of my favorites. I'm really sad to say that she's not going to be with us anymore, but she's moving on to bigger and better things. So she's got a lot of stuff in production. She's working on something with Tracy Morgan. I think she's also working on something with Eddie Murphy. So we have a lot more to expect from her. I think everyone knows that she is a major, major star and a really outspoken advocate for women. So I'm really excited. I just think it's really sad for SNL because they are really lacking in representation and strong women like Miss Leslie Jones. So unfortunately, she's not going to be there, but hopefully they will be able to bring in more fun talent that can continue that kind of representation. Moving into some very hot VMA news. Last night on the VMAs, Camila, Cabello, and Shawn Mendes had a very steamy VMA performance, and everyone was dying, will they, won't they? Serena, was everyone dying?
Everyone was dying, but I saw backstage, I saw them like fighting after the performance, and it's on my Insta story.
A lover's quarrel? Oh my God, I love it. Okay, well, like, I don't want anyone to be fighting, but if they are bickering backstage, maybe, do you think bickering like, we should have kissed because we love each other, or bickering like, you got too close because I don't really like you like that?
Okay, my friend saw them kiss, so I think they might have kissed backstage, and then one of them was like, why didn't you actually kiss me? I don't know though.
Interesting.
Drama.
Ooh, drama. Guys, behind the scenes right now of the VMAs. So they have kissed, they are kissing in the streets. I know a lot of people feel like it's not real because they're so visible, but I've seen them have like a very playful play fight relationship in all of their interviews. So I think it's real. I like to believe in love.
We'll see.
And then moving into the final piece of Hot Topics news, which we're very excited about, the trailer for The King is going to be coming out in fall, and I'm excited because the cast is incredible. Timothée Chalamet, Robert Pattinson's in it, Lily Rose Depp is in it, Joel Egerton is in it. He actually helped write the script, so it's going to be really great. It's based on the Henry plays by Shakespeare, and what is interesting is that in the trailer there was a moment where you see someone who's blonde leaning over Timothée Chalamet's character for a kiss. Well, Robert Pattinson's character and Lily Rose Depp's character are both blonde in the trailer. So now, Twitter is a flurry saying that it could potentially be Robert Pattinson and not Lily Rose Depp kissing Timothée Chalamet. So I'm sure in the weeks to come, someone will come out and tell us who it really is kissing. I think it's Lily Rose Depp, and this is where I think they fell in love because they did date or are dating or were dating. They did, I think, fall in love on set, which, as you guys know, watching my show, I love when people fall in love on set. Sometimes I think it's the only place you can actually develop a relationship anymore is when you go onto a reality show or you act in a movie, and that's where people fall in love. Unfortunately for the rest of us, we just have like Hinge and Bumble. We need to create an app. No, yeah. Seriously, if you think about it, all these actors, all these people, reality stars, they all fall in love on TV, especially, I know we're talking about Big Brother.
What is it about the camera, y'all?
It's because they don't have their phones. Their phones are down. They're having a moment. They're interacting. They're sharing. And I just think you have to be, this sounds so pathetic, but you have to be confined away from others and away from your cell phone, and then that's when a real connection can be established.
Sounds like you could have your very own dating show in this apartment, lock the door, and then go in front of the camera, and you're good.
So that is our hot topics, which bring me into my Big Brother-in-Law segment of the show, where I go live with my brother-in-law, Wayne Stankewicz, and we talk about Big Brother Season 21, which is heating up. Hi, Wayne.
Hey.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Happy Taco Tuesday.
I'm so behind on actually watching Big Brother. I don't know about this prank war. I'm actually the worst host for being so far behind. What I will say is I did read up online.
Alright, well, anything that you missed, I can catch you up on.
So can you explain to me what this prank thing is?
So America got to nominate a player to take over one of the nominations. So at HOH, Holly was only able to make one nomination, and America's Choice for Prankster made the other nomination. So America's Choice for the Prankster was Nick, who chose to nominate Christy.
Of course, shocker.
So I think he played this situation all wrong.
What do you think he should have done?
He should have gone to Holly and confessed to her that he had the power. I'll let you off the hook by putting up Jess. I'll put up Christy. Christy goes home. You wanted Christy on last week, and she played you, and you promised her that you wouldn't put her up. So I'll put her up so you don't get blood on your hand. You put up Jess or someone gets on. She goes home. I say it's all good. Or if you want to go with putting me up, then Mickey's gonna go up on the block next to me, and you're gonna risk your boyfriend going on your HOH.
See, I don't understand what everyone's doing in that house. I feel like Nick's not really playing. You know what? Honestly, the person who's being strategic and monitoring and watching what he's doing for me is Tommy. He's still pulling ahead.
He is close enough with Christy that he can use her to get ahead, but not too close that she pulls him down when she blows up.
It's so wild how Mickey and Holly have really like pulled ahead this week. Wayne, you have a comment from Jen. Wayne knows how to play this game. Obviously, I think you think Nick is not playing it right, and I think we both agree that Tommy is kind of pulling ahead. So are we saying that we're kind of hedging our bets on Tommy now?
I think unless someone tries to make a move by putting Ken and Christy up together, you probably won't even see him on the block. So I think he's in a very good position. Jess is just floating again. I think Nicole and Cliff have the opportunity to do something.
Nicole and Cliff?
Yeah, I think they're tight enough that they can protect each other, but I don't think either of them are strong enough competitors to win the competition they need to get that final couple weeks.
Oh my gosh, it's so tricky. You know, I read online somewhere that Nicole is like the most unlucky Big Brother guest because she's never gotten picked for veto. That's so sad.
And somehow all of the punishment seems to involve birds.
She's just being tortured in that house. She should just get evicted so she can be free. Well, Wayne, thank you so much for joining me every week. We are counting down to it's almost time for double eviction, and the show is coming to a close. The last episode is on September 25th, right after my birthday. So we'll have to do something special for my 30th birthday, the 30th episode, and the close of Big Brother.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, keep your eyes open. Maybe we'll get Wayne to come to the city for the special. Ooh. Your face. I love it. Thanks, Wayne. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye. So, moving into food for thought, something I've been thinking about recently, and I've noticed a bunch being out and about, is that when you're having a conversation with men out in the world who don't have wedding rings on, they feel the need to quickly in the conversation let you know that they have a girlfriend, and not in a way that is funny or worked it in like I'm going on vacation next week with my girlfriend. Like they literally just like drop it as some kind of warning or some kind of reminder. And I don't know if it's more of like they want me to know because they think that we were vibing or something, or more of a reminder for them because they don't want to forget that they're in a relationship. It's just very strange because just because you're having a nice conversation with someone and vibing and just getting along, it doesn't mean that you have to like drop that you have a girlfriend. It's kind of, if you look at it from a role reversal perspective, if I was having a conversation with a man and within like 2 minutes of it, I was like, oh, I have a boyfriend, just like out of the blue. Every time that I've ever actually played that card, the men come back kind of aggressive and kind of like, oh, I wasn't trying to like talk to you like that. Like, what do you think? Like, can't we just have a conversation? Don't you have any male friends? Or what, you're not allowed to have male friends because you've got a boyfriend? Like, that's the narrative I always hear. But can I tell you, from being on the other side as a woman hearing from a man, oh, I have a girlfriend, I have never once made him feel any type of way other than like, I acknowledge he has a girlfriend and we move on with the conversation. I don't ever tell him, oh, what? Men and women can't be friends? Oh, what? You don't have any female friends? What? Your girlfriend's not going to want you to have a friend? I just think it is so indicative of like all these different, role reversals that we're dealing with right now in society of like how men operate and how women operate. And sweetheart, trust me when I tell you, I was not leaning in like that. And you don't have to tell me that you have a girlfriend. And just because you're having a nice conversation with someone doesn't mean you have to put up this protective barrier of this perhaps fictitious girlfriend that you have. It's so strange, and it's weird because I've had it even happen in places of work where like you're literally talking about work related stuff and then they just are like, oh, I have a girlfriend, we're doing this. So strange. I don't know. If you've had this happen to you, give it me a thumbs up and comment in below and let me know when it's happened to you. It's just so strange to me. I think a lot of the times also people will do that, especially men will do that as like a qualifier. Like, look, I'm loved by someone. I'm a normal person. It's very strange. I'm seeing it a lot when I'm out like now doing like open mics and stuff. A lot of men will get up on stage and just spend the first half of their act talking about their girlfriend when it's fine. You could just tell jokes. You don't have to like make sure we all feel like you're an okay person. Very interesting. But that's my food for thought this week. Sometimes they're really funny and sometimes they're PSA, guys. So moving along out of food for thought, we're moving into the guest segment of my show. I am so excited to bring on Miss SFK herself, Serena Kerrigan.
Can I get a drum roll, please?
Hello.
Hi.
Serena Kerrigan, welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Everyone, if you want to follow Serena, she is at
Serena Kerrigan. Duh.
There you go.
My roommate just joined.
Oh, yay. Oh my God,
We love the support.
Well, Serena, you are a producer and a host.
And a star.
That is right. Can you tell everyone how we know each other?
We know each other from Refinery 29.
Woo-hoo.
I used to host a pop culture show called The Mention. It was a live show every Friday. And Ellyn, you came on the show once.
I did. And I actually interviewed Brittany Snow, which was kind of
you were so good at that interview.
Thank you.
She was like popping off. I was like, girl, you need to be a host.
Hello, here we are, manifesting.
There we go.
I love it. Well, I have so much that I want to talk to you about, but the first thing is, we were saying earlier, the VMAs. You got to go to the VMAs, you walked the red carpet, you looked fantastic. I was following along on your stories. So exciting.
Well, whenever there's a moment for a red carpet, I have to go all out. Like, obviously, you never know when the next red carpet's going to be, so I just have to go. My mom works at MTV, so that's actually why I got the hookup. It's not because I actually was invited. And 3 years ago, she said to me, we went to the VMAs, and it was at MSG, I think, and I think her assistant was like, oh, do you want to walk the red carpet? And I looked at her being like, and she was like, no, your time will come. And I was like, what? And then I was like, fine. And then I was like, okay, bitch, but the time is now. Like, it is tonight. So, no. But, like, since then, I've really proved myself as my own person and took full advantage of that. And, yeah, I walked the red carpet. It was really, really fun.
That's so fun. And just as someone who has walked the red carpet, I feel like not everyone in the world has that experience and gets to go to these shows and be in front of the cameras like that. What is something like an insider experience of it or something that people wouldn't really know?
Well, there's a million photographers and they all need a shot where you're making direct eye contact. So it's very like you have to like really like do the same look across. Like I like to keep it very like stoic, but other people like do like crazy shit. Like I don't know. I just like try to keep it like, but yeah, you move across. Like I love when they're just like screaming your name. And then like they kind of like all kind of like yell at each other. It gets very feisty, but you're kind of like loving it because they like all know who you are. And they're all yelling your name because someone writes your name like on a whiteboard.
Oh, so that's how they know your name is on the whiteboard,
right? And like no
one's like, who are you?
No, well, yeah, they do.
I would be mortified.
They do when like once you're like like when I was in the car,
Okay.
like they like you roll down the window like, how would you like to be announced as? And I was like, Serena Kerrigan, Seren. Like, say it right. So yeah, it was lovely. I mean, the whole VMAs experience was really fun. Like obviously it's like a concert of all like the top songs, right?
Yeah.
So like that's really cool. But when you said the Shawn Mendes Camila thing, like I thought they were fighting in the back. Like I don't know what was up with them. Like, but I have to say they're on their chemistry while they're performing. I was horny.
There's something there. I really think
I was hot and bothered.
Yes. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because you actually have an article that you just wrote for Refinery that went live this past week.
Yes.
About how you actually were the voice of Alicia.
Yes. I'm not gonna do the voice.
No.
for you.
No. On Go Diego Go, which is so awesome.
A spin-off of Dora the Explorer. Dora's my cousin, for the record. We're strong female women. But yeah, I really wanted to be an actress when I was growing up, and my parents were like, absolutely not. But they were like okay with me maybe like dabbling in voice acting. So I like randomly like found a way to audition for this Nickelodeon show, and I got the part, and it was bilingual, and the whole experience was really amazing because everyone in the room was Latinx, and like the sound engineer, the producers, like everyone in the room was Latino. And like for me, I was 11 years old. Like that was like the first moment, because I'm Latina, like my mom's from Argentina. It was the first moment that I was like around this community of people, and I was like, this is fucking cool. Is it okay if I curse, Ellyn? Because I've been cursing nonstop.
I try. You're fine.
Sorry.
It's interesting because you were saying that you're really submerged within the crew and people and everyone who is from the community and really was championing representation. And as you are Argentinian, but we talked about this, and you also wrote another article for Refinery where you are what people would consider as white passing.
Definitely.
Blonde hair, blue eyed. It's what people think of as like that like Anglo.
I'm definitely white. There's no putting it past. But Latino is.
But not everyone that's Latino is of like a darker complexion or dark hair or anything.
Exactly.
And so what was that like for you at the age of 11? And then as you got older, kind of championing for representation, especially in media.
Definitely. I mean, I think that when I was 11, it was the first time where I was like, oh, wow, I'm a part of this like really awesome community, and we have our own language and we have our own culture. And like, even though maybe not everyone in the room is Argentinian, I think like some were Puerto Rican and Dominican, like there was still this like thing that we all kind of like understood about each other, and I love that. And growing up, I mean, my mom is a producer as well, and she was really big on Latino representation herself, and it's just something that you're kind of like ingrained with when you're a part of the community. And then when I got to Refinery, I also like would really try to champion it. I just think it's really important, right? Like to hear voices that are not even our own, just to share stories from so many different walks of life. Like we live in New York City, so we're bombarded with different races, ethnicities, languages, people. You know, there's so much, we see so much. But imagine someone who's in the middle of nowhere and they never see what Latinos are, or any other race other than themselves, or ethnicity, or language. It's important for them to have that exposure.
Absolutely.
Because it's a wonderful group of people.
Yes.
Right? But I'm right.
And that's it's funny creating this show, and I've been very intentional about making sure that everyone who comes on the show truly reflects like the world that I live in, and the world that I'm actually really grateful that I grew up in. I grew up right outside the city, and I didn't realize I grew up with the privilege of diversity until I went to college. And not everyone had the benefit of that experience, and where we all just kind of came up together, and looking different was the normal, like the norm for each of us. None of us looked the same. And I think that for me, it's important to put that message out there and to do this show and to represent a ton of different communities, and give a voice to the people who I'm friends with, people in my world, but also to have people who don't have this kind of diversity in their world get to see this.
It's kind of like memes, right? Like when you see a meme that you like really like relate to, like it's like peeing in the shower or something, like that's the first thing that came to my head. But like it's like that feeling of like familiarity and connection. You're like, oh my God, I'm not alone. Like that's me.
Yeah.
That is a similar feeling I felt when I saw like Gloria on Modern Family, like Sofia Vergara's character. Like I was like, that's my mom. Like, that's how she speaks.
Oh.
She doesn't look like Sophia, but she's really close, you know? So I think that is what we try to do as creators. We want to make people feel seen because it's so powerful, right? Because you can't be what you can't see.
And speaking of making people feel seen and being a creator, so at Refinery, Serena is not only a host and a producer, but she also is launching her new series for Refinery, Ask Serena. Can you explain the show and take us through actually getting that show from idea in your head to on everyone's YouTube right now? You can watch it.
Right now. Ask Serena is a show. It was inspired by just my own journey to confidence. Being a confident woman is very hard. It's very hard to do. And it takes a lot of time, practice, self-love, positive affirmation. And it took me maybe like 7 years to get to the place where I am now, where I feel pretty good about myself. And once I felt empowered myself, I was like, wow, like I want to help other women. And the whole thing really started because I was doing these Q&As on my Insta stories, which you guys can totally check. It's under like the highlight section. Yeah. And people would just ask me random questions about dating, about hangovers, whatever. And I was just really honest, raw, and filtered. And I was like, oh, it eventually became like from like, what skincare do you like, to like, oh my God, like, can you please help me solve this problem with this boyfriend that I have, right? So I was like, what if I can actually like help these women in real life? Like, what if I can really like challenge them and help them and realize that like they can be whoever they want to be? Like, look at Ellyn, look right here, she is a TV host. Netflix is waiting to buy this show.
Girl,
you know what I'm saying?
Your lips,
but it's like you manifest what you put out there in the world. So I was like, well, I want to help women realize that they can do that. And so the series is kind of like, you know, I don't like to compare it to other shows, but people have said it's a little like Queer Eye maybe, but this is talent driven, this is women driven, okay honey? But and this is done a little lower budget than Queer Eye, just a little bit. But it's a passion project and it's really exciting, and it's, you know, it took a while to come together, but we worked really, really hard, me and my crew of four women lugging up hundreds of pounds of equipment.
There you go.
90-degree weather. You can't turn on the air conditioning because it'll affect the sound when we were shooting. So you're sweating. I had to be on camera, I was off camera. Like, I learned so much. It was the best experience ever. But like at the end of the day, like I think the reason why we were all willing to sacrifice so much, and it was 13-hour work days, super hot, like really tiring, was because like at the end of the day, like this entire experience was to help a person feel better about themselves. And when you're doing it for that, you keep going. You just keep going.
And I love that you had an all-female crew, and that I feel like that would definitely contribute to the talent, like feeling comfortable in the space.
Definitely.
And being able to be themselves and be receptive to the message that you're sharing.
Absolutely. I mean, there was one scene in the show, which you'll see, which was a really emotional moment, which our, you know, main person, protagonist, lady, beautiful person, Alex, she was going through a real moment of an emotional moment where she was crying. And obviously the show was narrowed down to 13 minutes, but we shot a lot more footage. And like that scene took a really long time to film because we were having a really honest conversation, and all the other women in the room, we were talking together. Yeah. So you only see me on camera, but like it was like a round table of like, listen, like this is, you know, like we understand you're feeling this way, but like you have to realize that you're amazing. Yeah. And it was such a beautiful moment that I agree was very special because it was a group of women in that room and we could all be vulnerable with each other.
And that you were able to put that together and champion that. I think a lot of times we are just grateful for the chance or the opportunity to do something that we don't push back, or we don't ask for it the way that we want it to be. And we're just like, oh, okay, well, I'm here. I'm at the table. I'm not really in the seat that I want to be at, but I'm here. But to champion what you want in the way that you want it, I think is really a huge part of being who you are and being confident and knowing what you bring to the table. And that's you showing the person that you're putting on the show your confidence, and that you have the confidence to say, this has to be who's in the room, this has to be what it looks like and what it feels like.
I love that you said that. That's so sweet. And I love that what you said. I think women do that all the time. Like, we're so happy to be at the table that we don't dare ask, you know, for what we really need to set us up for success.
Because we think that we're asking for too much, when really, I don't know what it is with us, with women, and I don't want to say it's all women, but there is that feeling sometimes that you're asking for too much when you're really just asking for what you need.
I think it's just because we, you know, when we are determined, and when we, you know, are demanding, it comes off as aggressive and like ungrateful. Yeah. You know, and like it translates that way, but it shouldn't, because when men do it, no problem.
Just a boss. He's just assertive and he's getting work done.
Definitely. So great commentary. And I should think for a bigger budget for my second episode. But yeah, you guys definitely please watch the show. It just aired on YouTube on Friday. It's called Ask Serena. You can literally Google that. It comes right away. And we just also put it on Refinery29's IGTV as well.
We will link in the description to this video, to that video, as well as to Serena's social, so you guys can see everything that Serena's got going on. Well, we are going to have the most fun now because we're going to play a game.
Okay, got it.
So the first Screw, Marry, Kill is going to the dentist, the eye doctor, or the gynecologist.
Ooh. I would kill the eye doctor.
Okay.
I would marry the dentist and I would screw the guy now.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Good teeth. It doesn't matter if you can't see.
Well, I don't really have eye things, so maybe that's why I'm kind of
there you go.
You're right, but like good teeth is important. We have beautiful teeth. It's important.
There you go. Good teeth is really important.
And then gyno, I mean.
And then just
they know what they're doing.
You know, working internal system, you know.
Very
there you go.
Reproductive health. Come on, ladies.
Love it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next one, we'll play one more. Screw, Marry, Kill. Summer holidays. Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day.
Oh.
It's tricky.
I think I would kill 4th of July. Sorry.
Really?
I'm not loving the U.S. right now. I'm not loving the patriotism. Sorry.
You're like, I'm not down.
And also, like, I really haven't been in the U.S. for 4th of July. I usually, like, take that time to travel. So I'm not a big, you know, hot dog, red, white, and blue. Sorry.
You're
sorry.
good.
I'm going to get, like, hate mail.
No, you're fine.
And then I honestly think I'm going to marry I'm going to screw Memorial Day.
Okay.
And I'm going to marry Labor Day.
Why?
Actually, I'm going to flip that.
Oh, okay.
Because when it's Memorial Day weekend, you're like, oh my gosh, it's the start of summer. Like, we're gonna have, like, meet some guys. And then Labor Day, you're like, wow, I can't wait for summer to end. Like, I'm happy with this long weekend, but I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I need the fall. I need
the optimism and the hope of Memorial Day, you would want to marry into that. And then you would just screw.
One and done.
Labor
Labor Day.
Day.
Which is what's going to happen this weekend.
There you go.
I'm going to Spain tomorrow. Wish me luck.
So that is our game, which brings me into our final segment of the show.
Okay.
Noah Centineo News. Every week I give an update on Noah Centineo because I love Noah. Okay. And so this week the update is he was featured in a short little music video that Lana Condor put out for her boyfriend, Anthony.
I wouldn't be happy if I was a boyfriend.
Well, so they
like,
all.
Who's this hot guy?
Well, so her boyfriend's really hot too. They've been together for 4 years.
That's a long time.
I think that she did it for the clickbait that is Noah to get the visibility for her boyfriend's new song that just came out.
Cannot blame her. That's a good girlfriend.
Can't blame her at all. Great girlfriend. And the song's actually a bop. I was listening to it while watching Noah.
Of course you think it's a bop because of Noah.
Of course, because of Noah. But go give it a stream.
Well, I had beef with Noah because when I was at the MTV Movie Awards red carpet in June, I asked every celebrity ever to take a selfie or do a video for Refinery29 on it because I was doing coverage. And he was like, what? And then his publicist was like, no, later. And I was like, what, Noah? And then I never saw him again.
Oh my God, no.
You know?
I just don't want to meet him. I don't want to meet him.
You don't?
No, because I like the idea of what it is in my mind of like, he's cute.
He's not going to fulfill
he's
that
sweet.
fantasy for you. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to burst that bubble. So that is the show this week, everyone. Thank you so much, Serena, for joining me.
Thank you,
so
my
appreciate
love. Look how beautiful that red lip is on her. Ay, papi.
Oh.
And like this background, what a joy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you everyone for watching week over week, joining live and watching the show. I appreciate it. And I hope that this show brought you a little bit of joy and a little bit of laughter because we could all use so much more of that. And I hope you go out into the world and spread that joy and spread that laughter. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here. And to watch more videos, click here. Be sure to like and comment and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload a video.
Sit down, choosing hair.